This is the smallest Mercedes you can buy. The cutest Chrysler, the most diminutive Daimler, the most miniature Mercedes. Yes, it's a 2008 Smart ForTwo Passion. Isn't it nice? I don't have any pop culture references for a Smart. I can't think of anything at all in a film, apart from aging wheels, and this is the previous generation, so here's some fact. This W451 chassis Mercedes is actually only 2.7 metres long and 1.5 metres wide, or put it another way, slightly smaller than the bonnet of a Rolls-Royce Phantom. If there's any car that's going to divide motoring enthusiasts as to whether it's a huge, fun, brave leap from a manufacturer or ridiculous nonsense, it's one of these. Nothing's going to divide a group of people more than milk in before or after the tea. Let's take it for a drive and see what the fuss is all about. Something you'll notice the moment you get in the car is the position of the ignition key. Like Saabs of old, it's down here in the centre console. Cue weirdness. So this is a 2008 Smart ForTwo. This is the second generation of the ForTwo. The first series ran from 1998 up until 2007. Then in 2007, Mercedes Daimler Chrysler was trying to decide what to do with the brand. It wasn't making masses of money. It's making something, but by that point they'd killed the Roadster, which is a shame, and they killed the 4.4. So the only thing left in the range was the 4.2. So if the new 4.2 was going to be a profitable enterprise, it was going to have to change. It was going to have to grow up, and it was going to have to be a world car. So looking at this car over the previous generation, it is noticeably bigger and more grown up. In some ways, it's less, I'm going to choose my words carefully here. You could say innovative, less exciting, you could say less weird, more normal if you like. The car is noticeably bigger. That's for two reasons. Partly because they needed to make it more appealing, and partly because of European crash safety rules. It had to be big enough to have the pedestrian safety impact bumpers front and rear. And looking inside, it was normalised for the Americans. The old crazy, really wacko dashboard had to make way for a more crash-safe design. So even though the one in front of me now is still pretty unusual, I mean, it's got the little pods on top for the tacho and the clock, and a separate pod here for the speedometer and the other little instruments. It's quirky, but it's not all out mad like it used to be. With that growth in size came an improvement in quality. The car does now feel really well made. The doors have got impact protection to suit the American market, and that gives it a more Mercedes-like thunk when you shut the door. Now, like the previous generation, this has a semi-automatic gearbox made by Getrag. It's a 5-speed in this generation. You can use it as a semi-manual, or you can push the button on the side and it becomes an automatic. Now, when I drove the original car back in about 2000 or so, the thing that struck me was how utterly dull-witted and slow that gearbox was. It was horrible to use. And I'm happy to report, not much has changed. It's still quite a slow-acting automatic. It hangs onto gears probably a bit too long, and it's a bit late changing down when you slow down as well. You really can't rush it. Even moving from forward to reverse gears, you have to take it very, very slowly, otherwise it's just going to get confused and lost and just slow you down. The gear ratios in that box are designed to match the Mitsubishi 3-cylinder engine. It's a 999cc 3-pot, and there's 3 different flavours, a 61, a 71 and an 84 bhp versions. Only the 84 bhp is turbocharged. None of them are going to bother you with 0 to 60 times that are going to get you in trouble. But power delivery is, it's smooth until you change gear. Then things get a bit interesting. But although the power delivery is smooth, that 3-cylinder thrashing thrum is like a wasp caught in the rear wheel arch. It never quite goes away, and it's just slightly irritating. You could say it's like half a Porsche 911. When you could say it. Okay, going to do a 3-point turn and drive down this test road again. Stop! Neutral. Reverse! Reverse round a corner. I have just passed my driving test. Neutral. Forwards. Button still pushed for automatic, off we go. How's that? Rather a nice feature if you like an open top car is the electric roof, which rolls back. Lovely. It will go all the way back into kind of a semi-enclosed convertible. So you've still got this safety cell around you. So it takes the worry of safety and security out of driving an open top car. I will close that now because it's quite loud and buffety. And I don't have a sun hat on and it's really hot today. Oh, 52 plate Mini. I don't know if that caught on any cameras, but that little 52 plate Mini was a beautiful thing in silver. How nice. There is a fair degree of wind noise from that roof though. All along that front seam, you can hear the noise whipping through all the time. Now, the thing with the gear shift is that, like most semi-automatics, you might buy one thinking I'm going to use that because I want to retain some control and be in my manual-esque car. But the thing is, there's such a delay between pulling the lever and obtaining a gear, you kind of get bored of it fairly quickly and just hit the auto button. And I'm sure 99% of people driving one of these cars will be driving it in auto all the time. Now the ride on this car is fairly kind of soft and comfy. There's a fair degree of body roll in it. I would say that if you're a fan of cars like, I don't know, 2CVs with that extreme body roll, this is going to be very much your cup of tea, whether you put the milk in before or after the tea. If you hit a corner that's fairly sharp, you do kind of have that, whoa, we are leaning a lot kind of feel going on. You would think with such skinny front wheels, the first time you hit a bend, they're going to just feel like they're going to tuck under the car, but they don't. They give a lot of confidence, a lot of stability, and despite the roll, plenty of grip. This thing is rear-wheel drive, so if you were, clinically insane, you could boost that turbo up really high and have some fun making it go sideways and leaning over on its side. Personally, I like not being dead, so I don't think I'll do that. The brakes are really sensitive. The first time I drove this car, I came to a junction, just dabbed the brakes and nearly went through the windscreen. It's a floor-mounted pedal, so you have a slightly odd arc on your foot as you're pushing the pedal down. Whee! Slight right-hander, and whee! The car, this is a passion spec, and it's got really, really good level of kit on it. It's got leather seats, which are very comfortable. Got air conditioning, which is great. Got a tacho and a clock mounted up on the dashboard. It's 2008, so it's too early for a DAB radio to be fitted. I would open the bonnet up and show you that engine, but it's in the back, underneath the boot, and it's not instantly or easily accessible, so unfortunately you're going to have to take my word for it, it's there. The boot itself is actually quite impressive. It's 220 litres of space, which, on a car this small, is actually a surprisingly generous amount of room. So although it is only a two-seater, there is enough room to get a fair amount of stuff for a weekend in there or some shopping. So I'm just being distracted by the fact I've just realised going around that long left-hander, this huge mirror means I could not see any of the road coming up. And I'm not driving excessively fast, I'm sticking to the speed limit, not hanging the back end out. That's actually a little bit dangerous, really. So I don't know if you can even hear me over that wind noise right now. That is just immense. The styling really is love it or hate it, and the size of the car will put some people off. They are very safe cars. They've got the famous Tridian safety cell. It's got the plastic body panels with the steel safety structure, so if there's an impact, like on a Rover P6 basically, the underbody, the structure of the car will deform and take the impact, and the external cladding is purely cosmetic. And some of that body roll is thanks to the De Dion rear suspension, another similarity to the Rover P6. You might have noticed I've not got the usual selection of GoPro angles around the car. That's basically because it's plastic bodied, and I don't want to go and stick the cameras on there in case either they don't stick and fall off, or they mark it or crack it in some way by suckering on there, so being a little bit cautious there. It does have a proper glass rear window with a heated element in it, which is a very nice touch, gives you that kind of a grown-up feel of a car to you. Oh look, there's another Smart. If I wave, will they wave back? No, she won't. Didn't even know. Oh, she smiles. That's all right. See, it's rule 1 of minis. If you own a mini and you see another mini, you've got to wave. And if they're rule 1ing, they'll wave back. Didn't work in that Z3, did it? Do you know what? I'm not going to go through these traffic lights. They're boring. Let's just slow traffic through there. I'm going to head back this way. Unlike people who put the milk in the tea before the tea, who are obviously wrong, I don't have any really strong opinions about the Smart. I thought I'd come away from this either hating it or falling in love and wanting to go and buy one. But I'm still undecided. I like the fact you can roll the roof back and have a safe, full convertible. I like the fact it's tiny. I think this would make a great electric car. But I'm still undecided as to whether I want one or not. I hope you've enjoyed this inconclusive drive in a Smart ForTwo. Please join me again next time. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already, and please hit like.